Hey, how you keeping? It's the day before the Cataran Dirt Dash and I'm just checking the bike over, getting it ready. I'm going to be setting off in about an hour's time and I'm actually going to camp just above Alyth, and it just saves me making that journey first thing in the morning, so very excited about this. I don't know what to expect. My legs aren't quite where they should be and I've obviously got this on going probably with my foot, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, stick with this. I'm going to try cover as much of the route as I possibly can. I'm going to try stick to the route and well, let's go. The Cataran Dirt Dash. Time is everything, innit? Just let's get the tent up in time. I'll get all my gubbins sorted out here, then we'll tell you where we are. Cheers. Welcome back. So 6:30 and I'm just north of the town or large village. No, it's a town of Blairgowrie, and I'm going to mispronounce this, so you'll have to forgive me. And just on the top of a hill outside Alyth. Now I'm going to call it Alyth for now until I get down into the village tomorrow morning, and then I'll learn how to pronounce it properly when I find out off a local exactly how it's pronounced. But just on the top of Alyth Hill, and just got the tent up just before the rain got on. So whilst this rains itself out, I'm going to get something to eat, and then I'll take you through my plans, why I'm here, and the plans for tomorrow morning. Right, whilst that's reconstituting, that's beef stew with potatoes this evening, which I'm very much looking forward to. So driven out, it's 2.5 hours from home and out through over north of Perth and up to Blairgowrie and up to Alyth, where I am now. And I had another spot plotted for where we're going to wild camp tonight, but when I actually got to the place, it wasn't what it looked like on the map. So I knew there was a hill up here, and I saw a mountain biker coming down it, so I pushed my bike up here. It was too steep to cycle up, and got my son right up at the side of the trig, and when this rain stops we'll show you around. Now the plan is that the inaugural Cataran Dirt Dash starts from Alyth tomorrow. Registration around about 9 o'clock. The event itself starts at 10, and I think there's around about, I think it's about 28 miles or something tomorrow, with elevation height of 2,100 feet, track and all that kind of stuff, and I think there's up to 50 riders taking part in it and all that kind of stuff. And there's a camping spot at the end of tomorrow, and there's food, and obviously I've got a couple of beers being transferred there for me for when I get there. And then Sunday there's again round about 25 miles or something like that, but a far less severe profile, and then that's done and dusted. But it's a long time since I've been over this side of the Scotland. I mean, I used to do the Perth and Kinross. I think I've done that around about 5 times or something like that, Kinross Sportive, back in the day. And so with some of the roads were familiar when I was driving through. And I did the Ochil Sportive one and the Calendar one, and I think that touched on some of these roads as well, so all good. But I am hungry. It's nearly 7 o'clock, so when this is reconstituted, I'm going to get this eaten, and then we can maybe just have a brief chat about the setup for this evening, and obviously what I have to pack with me for the event. Nice view, eh? So Alyth is where I'm starting tomorrow, and I think there's up to 50 riders going in it. I may have mentioned that. Looking online just recently, it looks like there's been a couple that can't make it, and they've been trying to either give or sell the tickets. And well, it heads off into the hills, and it's all new trail for me, so that makes it exciting. Looking forward to that. I tell you, I did a little bit, obviously cycled out of the village, we'll call it village, and I've parked my car down there, and I was blowing like an old horse starting to cycle up here. I don't half quickly lose my fitness, but this is perfect now, isn't it? And no slugs. Right, I'm going to get into my tent now and just relax now, and I'll see you in the morning. And as I settle down, for now we shall see you in the morning for the Cataran Dirt Dash. Morning, 7:15. I've been awake for about an hour now. I've just been laying in my tent. A half decent night. I think it must have been a bump right in the middle of me, underneath my hips, so my hips are a little bit battered this morning, but other than that it wasn't too bad. And it's a beautiful day for going cycling. I think hardly a breath of wind, quite a bit of condensation in the old tent this morning, but I've mopped most of it up, and I've got both doors open to see if I can get some air in here and see if I can dry it out before packing it away. And just got some breakfast on, so I'll be here for another hour. I'm not going to set off down till probably about, well, 8:45, something like that. It'll only take me about 10 minutes to get down. I just need to pop back to my car to drop a few bits and pieces off and pick some stuff up, and then we'll nip round to Alyth bowling green where registration is and all that kind of stuff. We're all packed up, and I'm going to set off now down to Alyth, and then we'll find out if I've been pronouncing it right. So all downhill here, so I'm going to pick a little bit up on the front camera, and then you can get an idea of where I came up last night, and then we'll pop to the car, transfer a few bits and pieces over, and then the next bit we will be at the bowling club at Alyth. See you there. Down at the beginning now, and I've registered 9 o'clock, so I've got around about 45 minutes until the briefing starts. And what number am I? 257, I believe. Just having a cup of coffee, and I've had some breakfast. That egg and cheese, it wasn't fantastic, but it's filled the spot. Anyway, I'm gonna have I think I'll have a Mars bar, and then fingers crossed there'll be no rain today, and we can have a fantastic day.
Yeah, okay. So there's no information about fire exits and whatever. So welcome to Alyth. It's nice to have you all here. Over here for that. Oh, someone's taking it. That's wrong.
I don't like doing that. You get a better view at the end. What's the one?
Going along well. I'm not sure how far I am in. Let's set off with a climb out of Alyth and up over the tops and through some nice grass tracks and woodland, and then down into the Banff estate and to the first distraction, which was the honesty shop. A little too early for me to be stopping and purchasing and feeding, but it was a nice excuse for everybody to stop. Just cycling steadily up a tarmac road now, out of farmland. I'm going well. I'm not too sure what these stones are called, but I'll put them on the screen and then you can see what they are, and I'll try to explain what their importance is. But for now, the stones. But anyway, it was a welcome little respite off the bike, and I managed to dodge the cow flap too. Moving on now from the stones, still on tarmac, probably about another half a mile of tarmac and towards the next turning. But we've struck lucky with the weather, that's for certain. Absolutely perfect cycling conditions. Everybody's very friendly and enthusiasm's high today. Really good. Around about 12 mile in, we just passed under this fantastic archway, which we can just pop back and have a look and take an opportunity to have something to eat at the same time. That's fantastic, isn't it? Lovely spot. Right, time for a Yorkie. So just short of 13 mile done, and 13 and a half to do, so just below halfway, but we've got the majority of the climbing still to come. So quite a bit of road back there, which was it were okay, it wasn't too busy, and certainly easy on the legs, and it does set it up for the second half, which is the a little bit of hiker bike and certainly up to 2,100 feet if I remember correctly. But very pleasant really. It's I'm going to keep saying it, but the weather's fantastic so far, especially after last night's wet camp. But everything performing perfectly well and very enjoyable thus far. Hiker bike section here, quite steep. I almost missed a turn, threw the brakes on and took a tumble, so a small scar as a trophy. Anyway, I think I'm near the top of this section now, and with a bit of luck, a bit of downhill. according to my route, 10 miles to go. Through the village of Kirkmichael and just stopped there for a breather at this little cafe shop. Everybody seemed to be taking a 10 minutes there. So that last section, the last sort of few miles was, as Marcus said, very technical. So there were a lot of pushing. It was just too slippy to cycle and too stony and all over the place really, but apparently, just chatting with him now, and he says there's a couple of miles of nice road, and it is very nice road, and then we're on to the last climb and the biggest climb of the whole route, which, like I said, takes us up to 2,100 feet, and then a descent down to the camp. So just under 8 miles remaining, and doing well, doing very, very well, feel good. So we'll crack on a bit further down this road, and then I'll pick it up when we get onto the climb and the gravel. This is a very nice part, isn't it? Beautiful. And it isn't uphill, just under 5 miles to go now. Probably 3.5 of it to the summit, and then I'm guessing a mile and a so down to camp. How you keeping? It was never going to be an easy end to day one with this climate, and I did try to take it easy and save some for this, but I just don't have much left in my legs. A cyclist went past me about 10 minutes ago and says there's around about 2 miles to the summit, and I know it gets steepest at the end, so I'm in for the push really. I'm fine, time's going well. I don't even know what time it is. 2:30, so doing well ahead schedule. There's no rush. If I can get back, get the tent up, I can have a dad nap, and then can relax into the evening. Your legs out. Not too far now from the top, just over that saddle there, and I just had a 15-minute break or so with a few more cyclists back at that hut, and an energy bar type thing. So at worst it's I think it's round about a 45-minute push to the top. I'll try cycle as much as I can, and then it's all downhill then down to the campsite and a well-earned rest. But whilst I'm tired and I've not got a lot left in my legs, it's been very good. I've enjoyed it. The terrain's been mixed. I mean, if you've got strength you can get over most of it, but not for these old legs. Right, let's get forward and do some more cycling, shall we? I do. was by far one of the hardest things I have ever done, pushing that bike up that mountain hill, whatever it was. That was tough, particularly at the end of the day. I think the Scottish word's puggled or gubbed. I'm just knackered. Put it in your comments, what's the word you would use for being on your ass? Anyway, the good news is that it is all downhill now. Down through this beautiful, stunning landscape. It is an absolutely fabulous view. And right down in the bottom is the end of day one. The campsite and a couple of willow and beers. Flipping it, that were tough. Right, I'll get a little bit of video down, going down this descent. I'm told that it's definitely rideable, so we'll get it done now. How you doing? Right, delighted to be down and on the campsite. You see, it's quite a few people already started to put the tents up, and they've all gone that side because they can prop their bikes against the fence. But we do like a camp near a river, don't we? We just sleep so well. Anyway, that hill, pushing up that hill was awful. It was the worst thing. It was so difficult, but coming down that descent was just fabulous. I just loved every single second of that. I mean, I won't push my bike all the way up there again just so I could cycle all the way down it again. But that was just fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to put the tent up now and relax and have a beer and see if I can stretch these legs out a little bit. In my tent now, all squared away, everything's in a good place. It's just after 5 PM and once again just got my tent up in time just before the rain came on, so very lucky again there. That was a lot of fun, was that descent off that mountain. I really enjoyed that. It was just fantastic. It was so brilliant, almost worth the push up the other side, which, and I say almost, that was one very tough climb was that with that bike, but everybody was struggling with it apart from Marcus Stitz, who actually cycled up most of it. I don't know how he does it. He must have humongous strength in his legs and his lungs. Anyway, so an hour to tea, so I'm just going to relax here and stretch these legs out and then try not to fall asleep, and then, well, we'll get a bit of video if it stops raining of a little bit more around the campsite and whatnot, and then we'll put day one to bed with a few statistics. It's 6:30 and I haven't been for any tea yet. Well, food's about 300 metres away, 400 yards, whatever that is, and it's absolutely bouncing down, and I've no desire to get soaked. Still people actually coming in. They must have cycled last hour in this rain, and they're trying to put their tents up, and not a good end to their day. Anyway, with a bit of luck, this is the last surge, and then I can don me waterproof. I haven't got any waterproof bottoms either. Right, I'm going to get ready to go get some food. I'm in a good place now. Vegetarian chili con carne, and it is amazing. Absolutely top draw. 7:30 and all fed. Right, let me show you around this campsite. I think just about everybody's in now. The midges are out and they are absolutely shocking. So I've got a really good pitch, and like I said, it's nice down by the riverside, so it's good for sleep, isn't it? By gum, these bloody midges are shocking tonight. Anyway, all's good. I don't know how much, I think it's around about 25 miles tomorrow, but it's a much easier profile, so it shouldn't be anywhere near as difficult. than today was. I don't have a great deal of life left in my foam battery, and I've been using my foam for navigation, which is a bit of a problem. So what I might do is I might just tag on to somebody who knows where they're going, and hopefully at the same pace as me, and then that should get me back to Alyth. But I feel much better now than I did. Now I've had some food. I just need to stretch these legs out a little bit, and I don't want to be cramping up in the night. That would be very silly. But all good. Happy. Right, see you in the morning. Good morning. It is 10 to 9. I've had some breakfast, I had a half decent night's sleep, and a porridge and banana is currently fueling me. I've been here for about half an hour, and well, I've pushed about 75% of the way. It's through farm fields and that kind of stuff. It's very heavily rutted, incredibly wet. So potentially it's going to be a long walk. It's certainly going to be a long day. I don't know how long I'm going through land like this, but there's a really nice road down there which is looking very tempting. But we'll soldier on. So it's Spittal of Glenshee, that's where I camped, where everybody camped. So I'm going to see if I can get a little bit further down here, and fingers crossed this turns into something cyclable. I'm not 100% certain I'm on the right route. Just for those that you watch me on a bike, what surprised you that I could be lost? Bad news, I'm off route. My GPS froze and I didn't realise. Satellite signal and it never started again. So I've got to try find my way back onto this route. I'm actually in the middle of moorland now. At least sun's shining. I've absolutely no idea which way to go. I'll head up here and see what it says. Wish me luck. Hey dear. I'm nearly a mile off route and I keep losing my signal. So I'm going to head back on myself, as much as that pains me, and see if I can get back on track or find a road that way. Back on track. Anyway, now I'm back on track. I've found more cyclists, so I'm just trying to keep on their tail for navigation. Good content is this, isn't it? You've got to admit. Right, I've decided to take a bit of a detour, well, a shortcut. That first section back there pretty much took it out of me, and obviously we're getting lost and adding, well, what's 2.5 miles to me journey. I'm going to just do a little bit of road and just relax, have something to eat and drink, and well, I think it's the smart thing to do. So heading down the A93 now. Wish me luck. Even when I decide to take a shortcut, I'm on the road. I still find myself pushing. Oh, I can see wind turbines. Which is always a good thing, isn't it? Right, let's get on this thing. That's what we're meant to happen, wasn't it? Cycle. I'm up. I've about probably 7 miles now back to Alyth on this road. It's pouring down in the distance, probably over the village itself, so I think I shall sit down for a few minutes and just keep an eye on that. There's no point getting wet for the sake of it, and now because of my little shortcut, I'm in danger of getting back before the organisers. I'm not really, I'm doing alright. What time is it? Noon. So I've been going for, well, I set off at 8:30, so 3.5 hours. But for me, it's about enjoying it. And that first part, obviously I got lost, which didn't help, but there were a lot of pushing, there were a lot of track. I couldn't cycle, I don't have the ability. People were cycling it, I don't have the ability or the strength, and I was tired from yesterday as well, so probably bitten off a little bit more than I could chew. So for me, you know, at the risk of being put back onto that kind of terrain for another 16 miles or so, I just couldn't take the risk. I've got cramp in my right leg. I wasn't enjoying it as much as I should have been, and for me this just makes perfect sense. What I want to do is I want to get to the end having enjoyed myself. I'm not into self-inflicted pain, unnecessary self-inflicted pain. Right, enough of this waffle. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to clean my specs, have something to eat and drink, and then we'll set off for the last leg back down to Alyth. So sorry about the abrupt end. I was that busy concentrating on where I was going to find a USB cable for, because my phone had died, that I'd completely forgot to actually finish the video and summarise what was quite a fantastic Cataran Dirt Dash. And the first Cataran Dirt Dash, I'd like to think I might do it again, but I need to work on the strength in my legs. But look at the state of the bike, that's going to need a little bit of attention. But a thoroughly enjoyable event, wonderful people. I don't think I met a bad person, and everybody had time to have a chat and that kind of stuff. And again, Charlie and Marcus were brilliant hosts, as was Bob, who actually created the Cataran Trail. So if you get the chance to do it, I would. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, you know what you need to do. Give us some thumbsies upsies, and well, let's see where we get to next time. Thanks again for watching. Bye for the new.